The impact of exercise on the immune system raises an important question. Does exercise have a positive or negative effect? Additionally, does inhibiting the immune system always lead to negative consequences for human health? Considering the diverse functions of immune cells, it is essential to understand how exercise can both enhance and suppress immune function, and whether these effects can be detrimental to human health. First, how does exercise affect the immune system's ability to kill cancer? CD8 T cells and natural killer cells are the cells of the immune system that kill cancer cells and virus-infected cells. However, not all T cells are equally effective in fighting cancer due to a natural aging process known as immunosenescence. The aged or senescent CD8 cytotoxic T cells lose much of their killing capabilities, rendering them less effective at killing cancer. However, aerobic exercise may be able to change this. Studies have shown that aerobic exercise can actually remove these senescent T cells from the bloodstream, sending them to the spleen or lymph nodes where they undergo apoptosis, the programmed death of cells. As a result, there's a significant reduction in the number of circulating T cells. To fill this gap, new T cells are produced and begin circulating in the blood. The difference is that these are not senescent T cells. These are fresh, healthy T cells, which are referred to as naive T cells. Naive T cells can be activated to kill cancer and infected cells. So, aerobic exercise not only clears out ineffective T cells, but also replaces them with a new supply of healthy, naive T cells. In addition to T cells, regular exercise training has been found to enhance the cytotoxic rate of natural killer cells, empowering them to effectively kill more cancer cells. In fact, some experiments have demonstrated a reduction in tumor size when tumors in a lab were exposed to natural killer cells from the blood of individuals who engage in regular exercise training. Another immune benefit is that some studies have indicated that exercise training leads to an improved vaccine response. Exercise-trained groups have shown higher antibody levels and increased T-cell cytotoxicity against pathogens like influenza compared to sedentary groups, particularly 1 month after vaccination. It's worth mentioning that these benefits are better observed when exercise training is consistently performed, as opposed to one single session. However, it's crucial to acknowledge that while the immune system is vital for fighting infections, it can also present risks to the human body. Inflammation, which is the immediate immune response to tissue injury and infection, is needed for clearing infections and aiding in wound healing. Its rapid and aggressive nature is essential for the body's survival. Would inhibiting this life-saving process be beneficial? The answer lies in the fact that chronic inflammation, where inflammation persists unnecessarily, has been associated with numerous life-threatening diseases such as cancer, cardiovascular disease, and Alzheimer's. This chronic inflammation occurs when the immune system continues to trigger inflammatory responses even when they are not needed. Exercise has a profound anti-inflammatory effect on the body, and this effect is a major means by which exercise prevents disease. So, how does exercise training inhibit chronic inflammation? First, inflammation begins with the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines, which act as messengers of the immune system, triggering inflammation. On the other hand, anti-inflammatory cytokines play a vital role in blocking inflammation. Contracting skeletal muscles secrete interleukin-6, IL-6. When IL-6 is secreted by immune cells, IL-6 is pro-inflammatory. However, if contracting muscle secretes IL-6, IL-6 becomes extremely anti-inflammatory. Exercise training is associated with the release of numerous anti-inflammatory cytokines, including interleukin-10, IL-10, and transforming growth factor beta, TGF-beta. One source of these cytokines is a special type of T cells known as T regulatory cells. T regulatory cells act to suppress the immune system's excessive activity, thus providing a defense mechanism against an overly aggressive immune response. Exercise training stimulates a controlled increase in T regulatory cells without reaching dangerously high levels of T regulatory cells, which is a problem often seen in cancer patients. This balanced increase enables T regulatory cells to provide a protective shield against excessive inflammation, while still allowing the immune system to remain sufficiently active in guarding against diseases. So, does exercise always benefit the immune system, or can it have negative effects? While exercise is generally beneficial for the immune system, some research suggests that the type of exercise makes a difference. Aerobic exercise stimulates leukocytosis, which is the movement of white blood cells out of the tissues and into the blood during exercise. This increases immunosurveillance and enhances the immune system's ability to detect and fight off infections. However, high-intensity aerobic exercise may have a different effect once the exercise session is over. After such intense workouts, there is a decrease in white blood cell count, often falling below the levels observed before exercise. This decrease is partly due to apoptosis, or death of white blood cells, induced by high cortisol levels experienced during high-intensity exercise. Some refer to this period as an open window to infection, as the reduced number of immune cells might leave the body more vulnerable during this time. But despite concerns about high-intensity exercise, some have suggested that its negative effects on the immune system might not be as significant as previously believed. Some hypotheses propose that the decrease in white blood cells after exercise could be linked to an increase in the circulation of white blood cells in the tissue or the lymphatic system, and not always from apoptosis. Furthermore, it's suggested that immunosuppression might decrease with ongoing training. However, caution is still advised regarding long-duration, high-intensity exercise, as it still holds the potential to negatively affect the immune system. Moderate-intensity aerobic exercise consistently demonstrates positive effects on the immune system. It effectively triggers leukocytosis during exercise, with numbers of white blood cells returning to normal levels after exercise. Furthermore, all the previously mentioned benefits, including the rise of naive T cells, improved natural killer cell function, heightened vaccine efficacy, and the anti-inflammatory effects, have been closely linked to moderate-intensity aerobic exercise training. Thus, moderate-intensity aerobic exercise is considered the most favorable approach for optimizing immune health. Thanks for watching.